everybody, and welcome to Wisdom Waves Life. And today, I want to thank all of you for joining this time. And it's very sweet of you to see all of you here. We are thrilled to host an enlightening session with none other than Dr. Mridu Gupta. She is an experienced Ayurveda and lifestyle consultant for last 18 years who practice Ayurveda through pulse diagnosis, therapeutic yoga, diet, and lifestyle management. She has an immense clinical experience of treating many uncurable diseases. She practiced Ayurveda and its principle in the most modern and scientific way, which is applicable in today's living. So, our topic for today is Ayurvedic secrets to boost your child's immunity naturally. So, first, I want to thank Dr. Mridu for taking out her time and being with us in this live today. Thank you so much, Dr. Mridu.
A very good afternoon, Swati, and all of you who are there with us today. So, I'm very thankful and grateful to you that you have given me this opportunity to talk about this topic, which is in the present scenario is definitely a cause of concern for all the parents to how to boost that immunity through natural ways. So,
Hmm.
I'm glad that I'm here today to help you all.
Thank you so very much. And as parents, we want the best for our children, obviously. And understanding how Ayurveda can nurture their immunity and overall well being is a step towards a healthy and balanced life. So, Dr. Mridu is going to guide us through essential Ayurvedic practices, diets, remedies to keep your little ones just not healthy but strong as well. So we have a Q&A session for Dr. Mridu, then we'll have a fun rapid fire round, and then finally we are going to take your questions. So don't forget to put your questions in the comment section so that we can take all these questions towards the end of the session. So Dr. Mridu, can I have your permission to ask you a few questions on Ayurveda?
Yeah, please, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So, first, I want to start with what does Ayurveda say about building immunity in children and how is it different from modern medicine?
Right. So in Ayurveda, when we talk about immunity, a term is used as Vyadhi Shamatva. Vyadhi
Hmm.
means disease and Shamatva means the resistance. So the
Okay.
resistive power to diseases is called as immunity in Ayurveda. So
Hmm.
this is contributed by the balanced state of all three doshas, as you must know that this whole body is a state of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha vital forces that when in harmony or in balanced state, the body is considered to be in a healthy state. So this
Hmm.
immunity is contributed by that balanced state of doshas, three doshas, right? A good Agni or the digestive fire, we called as Agni in Ayurveda, and
Hmm.
a good state of Kapha. So this all contributes to a good immunity in an individual.
Hmm. Hmm.
There are two aspects in Ayurveda when we talk of immunity.
Hmm.
One is reducing the strength of disease that already
Hmm.
has manifested,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
another is preventing the disease, prevention of disease that yet to come, right?
Wow. Hmm.
So we have basically two measures through which we can work on the immunity. First
Okay.
uh, is the preventive measure, and second is the protective measure, right? So through the protective measures,
Okay.
we can work on the external factors, like modifying the external factors, like avoid overcrowding places, maintain a good hygiene practices. Daily activities include like
Hmm.
body massages and all, right? And the preventive measures include a balanced
Hmm.
diet,
Hmm.
right? Uh, a lifestyle management as per doshas.
Okay.
So these are all the two aspects actually. But when we talk about Ayurveda on context of children immunity, Ayurveda
Hmm.
definitely says that a child is more vulnerable as compared to adult because they have to cope
Okay.
up with the developmental changes stages with a weaker
Hmm.
body.
Hmm.
So we need to
Okay.
consider
Hmm.
that we need to work more on the immunity part in case of children, right? When we compare this science with
Okay.
the modern
Hmm.
science, there is a difference because
Hmm.
Ayurveda is not only a
Okay.
curative science, it is a preventive science too. We do not only cure the disease from the
Okay.
root cause, but also we prevent the diseases to come by maintaining that healthy state, by understanding the dosha state, by advising the diet and the lifestyle modifications and all. Whereas when we talk about this modern science, this more often targets on the symptoms. And when the
Okay.
modern science
Hmm.
talks about the immunity part, this immunity is the defense
Hmm.
mechanism towards any diseases, right? Modern science
Hmm.
says we have
Hmm.
three kinds of immunities. We need to understand both
Hmm.
concepts at one time. One type of
Hmm.
immunity is natural immunity or the innate immunity.
Hmm.
This we get
Hmm.
when we are born with, right? We are born with this kind of
Right.
immunity. For example, we all
Right.
have a skin barrier that
Hmm.
prevents that germs to enter in the body. Second type of
Correct.
immunity is the active immunity,
Hmm.
what we attain throughout our lives. When we get a disease,
Okay.
we get the antibodies. Similarly,
Hmm.
when we
Hmm.
are immunized, we get the antibodies. So this is the
Hmm.
immunity we attained. And the third type
Hmm.
is the passive immunity. That is for a
Hmm.
temporary period and that is borrowed from other source. For example,
Oh.
mother's milk, breast milk, has
Hmm.
antibody that gives a child a temporary immunity to fight with infections.
Okay. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this modern system medicine has given us an immunization schedule that
Hmm.
definitely a good system because we have prevented our kids from many deadly diseases. But in
Hmm.
ancient times, this Ayurveda has talked about one of the sanskars out of
Hmm.
16 sanskars that is called as Swarniprashan. This is also
Hmm.
very relevant and significant in the today's modern lifestyle too. Because along with this
Okay.
immunization schedule, we can complement this immunization with this Ayurveda method of immunization to give that
Wow.
additional immunization to the kid. This one
Right.
is very auspicious method in which uh, we prepare it with the combination of swarna means the gold,
Hmm.
purified way of gold bhasma, and the cow's ghee that should be medicated, and a combination of pure honey, right?
Okay.
So this
Hmm.
all three are mixed or prepared as per the Ayurveda text preparations, and we
Hmm.
give it to the child since the birth of the child to the 16 up to 16 years of age.
Okay. Okay.
So this not only boosts the immunity part, but it also gives the body strength, improves
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
vision,
Wow.
and improves the skin, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
improves the intellect, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
also helps in many ways, like
Hmm.
digestion, metabolism, overall health of the child gets better with the use of soil nutrition. So
Wow.
that, with the advice of an Ayurveda physician, we can give to the child on the regular basis or
Hmm.
every Pushya Nakshatra of every month for
Hmm.
maximum up to
Hmm.
30 days. So
Right.
it makes the child so stronger and it for the longer run that along with the vaccination we develop an immunity that is built up naturally.
Wow. Wow.
And the if we talk about the if the benefits of gold, it is a
Hmm.
very good immunomodulator.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
And cow ghee is a very good for boosting that metabolism,
Hmm.
digestion,
Hmm. Hmm.
and good source of vitamin E, A, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
honey is makes this more palatable to the kids.
Right.
It's
Hmm.
become easier to have it and definitely purifies the blood too. So overall, we
Wow.
can understand how these both sciences can help that child to get the immunity. But definitely, if we talk about the natural ways, holistic ways, because
Hmm.
Ayurveda
Hmm.
works more on the holistic approach, so we
Right.
can work through this approach and give natural immunity to the kids.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I can only think of simple example like as a no man's land. So I am not a doctor. So I would not be able to go into that technicality the beautiful way you said. So I can only think of a magic shield which children can have like a superhero which can protect them along with the immunization which is happening because of the modern technique. So it's like a protective shield which is around the child like a superhero. I'm ready to run. I'm ready to take on struggles or any kind of illness, any kind of problems.
Very
Wow.
true.
Wow. So, why do some children fall sick so frequently? Are there any Ayurvedic practices to address this?
Right. So, first we need to understand what are the signs if the child has a weaker immunity, right?
Hmm.
Suppose a
Hmm.
child is getting sick very frequently, having a frequent ear infections,
Yeah.
respiratory issues, allergies, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
frequent diarrheas, fevers, and all, and
Hmm.
taking more longer time than normal to get recover. That is a sign
Okay.
that the child has a weaker immunity. And other
Right.
signs are if a child is underweight, this poor
Hmm.
nutrition is also
Okay.
is a sign of low immunity. And if
Hmm.
the child has low attention span too, we
Okay.
ignore the fact that the child has low immunity, and that's why he's feeling that low attention span too, right?
Right.
And the
Hmm.
child might have this recurrent digestive issues like
Hmm.
irregular bowel movements, diarrhea, nausea, loss of appetite, right?
Right.
And we also might feel that the child has low energy levels as compared to other kids. He or she is little less enthusiastic as compared to other
Okay.
kids. So these are
Hmm.
the signs that we must realize that the child needs to work on the immunity part.
Okay.
How this science works actually? The
Hmm.
science believes that the immunity is directly connected with the digestive system.
Okay.
If
Hmm.
your digestion is strong, then definitely this immunity will be strong.
Stronger. Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. The reason is as if the digestion or the agni, what we said in this Ayurveda, is not working rightly, then the
Hmm.
food what we are having in is not properly being digested, and it is
Right.
creating that toxins, or we call it as in the
Hmm.
Ayurveda language, and
Okay.
that definitely will result in the low immunity because this ama definitely will affect the circulation, will bother our nutrients to reach to our
Hmm.
organs, and
Hmm.
definitely the immunity will get compromised. So in
Okay.
Ayurveda, we collectively work on many factors like balancing doshas by
Hmm.
even pulse diagnosis procedure. I
Hmm.
understand the state of doshas in the nadi on the in the body.
Hmm.
So we work on the balancing of doshas. Not only we work on the physical state, we work on the mental state too.
Wow. Okay.
So the child gets a better immunity, good health with a
Hmm.
positive state of mind too.
Okay. Hmm.
To
Hmm.
the diet, the lifestyle modifications, and the herbs use or the medicines if required.
Hmm. 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 Wow. 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 So do you think a lot of things are to do there with their gut health? Because as you rightly mentioned, there are a lot of things which, what are you consuming? What are you having? In fact, the methods which you said that, okay, you should have that every day. So all these are correlated to gut health also?
Yes, definitely. This diet plays a very important role in Ayurveda because diet
Hmm.
is also a part of our uh,
Hmm.
treatment, right?
Okay.
So we must understand we have to work on the diet part of a child, that
Hmm. Hmm.
we can eliminate some diet that increases that kapha factor. For
Okay.
example, if sometimes the kapha is too much in the body of a child, we need to
Hmm.
eliminate totally the sweets, junk food,
Hmm.
right? And even the
Hmm.
dairy products. Sometimes
Right.
you can't believe we need to stop that wheat factor also,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Similarly, the immunity boosting food should be lighter in digestion, should get
Okay.
easily digested, and should be
Hmm.
organic, pure,
Hmm.
wholesome.
Hmm.
Pure
Hmm.
that green leafy vegetables hai, जैसे whole cereals hai, we must add our child's diet so that he get the best immunity.
Okay.
Even that clarified ghee or cow's ghee plays a very important role in building up
Wow.
the immunity part. We can
Hmm.
use many herbs too. In Ayurveda, we say the herbs which are bitter, astringent, and pungent in nature. These are
Hmm.
to build up immunity. For
Okay.
example, cinnamon, clove, turmeric,
Hmm.
black pepper,
Hmm.
ginger, these
Wow.
all we can add in our daily routine diet. Even use
Hmm.
of green jaggery, organic jaggery also helps. So there are so
Right.
many things we can add in our daily routine practices.
Wow.
Ayurveda talks about that rasayanas or specific Ayurvedic formulations too, like Chavanprash we all have heard of,
Hmm. Right.
right? Similarly, we can take ashwagandha combinations of like ashwagandha rich as per the doctor's advice. So we can take them too along with
Hmm.
our good dietary supplements. So we can take them to improve our immunity.
Hmm. 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 Wow. Wow. So,
And
hmm,
one point was missed out that to have a good digestion, the child must have a good fiber in her diet, in his or her diet, and good
okay.
intake of fluids definitely. Definitely,
Hmm.
this packet food and all this preservative foods should be avoided because it all clogs the circulation and
Okay.
hinders the nutrient supply to our organs.
Hmm.
And
Got
most
it.
importantly, the home should be freshly cooked and should be served warm to our kids.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So basically, when we talk about boosting my child's immunity, so when we speak about essential foods, we spoke about few herbs. Are there few more herbs which are more child friendly or tonics which are naturally strengthen the immunity? Do you have any recommendation in those sorts?
Yeah, Ayurveda suggests many herbs. There are too many herbs, but here I can talk about few of them, which all we might have already aware of. Like we
Sure.
can use turmeric in our daily routines, child's diet. Add a pinch
Okay.
of it in his
Hmm.
or her diet, as turmeric is anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Right?
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
can use tulsi. We all have this basil, holy basil. It
Hmm.
also again this is antibacterial, antimicrobial, and the
Hmm.
use of tulsi also helps in boosting that immunity and protects us from respiratory issues.
Right.
We
Right.
all have heard of this giloy.
We have.
It is
Yes.
all. It is called as nectar in Ayurveda. Amrita
Hmm.
or nectar in Ayurveda, and it's a very potent herb that helps to build up a good immunity.
Hmm.
Ashwagandha also, it is not only an immunity booster, but it
Yeah.
also helps to calm down the brain too. That helps to cope up with the routine stress the kids are going through in the daily routine
Okay.
activities, right?
Hmm.
And similarly, ginger is also a very good immunity modulator or antimicrobial. So use of ginger in
Hmm.
daily life is also helpful. Similarly,
Hmm.
neem leaves, it's not
Hmm.
easy to use that, but if one neem leaf, if I can give to a child regularly, it gives
Hmm.
a miraculous result in developing that immunity factor. And
Hmm.
definitely, I have talked about that Ayurvedic formulations like Chavanprash hai,
Hmm.
Ganda preparations hai, that we can also add in our routine life for the kids,
Right.
right?
Right. Huh.
Mulechi also in this present scenario of this high AQI levels, this mulechi
Hmm.
also helps to clear that respiratory issues.
Hmm.
Right. So these
Wow.
are the herbs. So
Hmm.
many to tell you, but right now I think this is more than sufficient.
Obviously, I can completely understand the way you're saying that there are plenty of things I can think about. And when you started saying about adrak, tulsi, and ashwagandha as well as neem and all those things, I could only think of kada. Yeah, the bachpan mein mamas used to give us kada, and that time we were not feeling the benefit of it. But now when you are saying this, I can so feel it. Oh, अच्छा इसीलिए मम्मा जैसे ही कुछ होता था, any problem, any change of weather, immediately mom used to give, नहीं आप लोग काढ़ा पी लो. So
Right.
I think that ancient has, has not gone. It is still
Right.
there with
Very true.
you and how the things are moving, but still those ancient tips or those Ayurvedic tips will never go from their life.
Yeah. But Swati, in these days, I understand totally that the parents cannot handle that point that the kids are not loving to have all these things in the daily routine. So
Right.
we have to make them more palatable for them in any other form.
Correct.
So easily they can take in any form. So we have to
Correct.
try different recipes and different ways of giving them now.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I think the idea which you gave on ghee and honey, I felt honey can be a good addition to any of the kada or anything which you're making. That's for all the parents also, so that
Right.
at least it is tasty. If it is
Right.
sweet, at least they will consume it, even if it
Right.
is two sips. So yeah,
Yeah.
lovely, lovely. So, are there simple Ayurvedic practices or like habits which parents can incorporate into their child's daily routine for better health?
Yeah. It's a good question because parents always in that state of mind ki what to do, how to manage their diet habits and all. So the basic habits, what we can help with the parents is first uh, be mindful that the child eat his or her food slowly and thoroughly. First thing,
Okay,
it is
okay.
important.
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
make it a quiet environment for a child to during this meal time, because uh,
Hmm.
the digestion works at its best when the body is at relaxed phase.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
And always make sure the child eats at fixed and the regular intervals.
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
very important.
Right.
So in between snacking should be limited. For
Hmm.
an ideal metabolism for a child, three major meals and two in between snackings are okay,
Okay. Hmm.
right? And
Okay.
similarly, a child should not allow to drink excessive water during that meal time. He can
Okay.
have little bit of water, but not the excess of water, because it
Hmm.
will diminish your digestion,
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And many other factors are that good sleep is equally important for every kid to
Right.
minimum have minimum 8 hours of sleep, because
Hmm.
during that sleep, our organs get a proper energy, a proper track to function well. Because the sleep
Hmm.
is a very important factor.
Right.
Similarly, we have to increase that water intake in the routine life.
Hmm.
Not in between the meals, but other than the meal time, the kids should have proper fluids.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right?
Okay.
So these are the things to be taken care of, I think.
Wow.
And
Hmm. Hmm.
definitely, I again say the food should be freshly made, homely,
Hmm.
and should be served warm. It should not be
Hmm.
leftover food for them.
Hmm. 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 Wow. Wow. So these are such small, simple tips, but I think
I
lots of times in this hustle bustle, we forget these important things of our life. Like
one
I, as soon as you said that children should have food slowly, immediately in the morning, because we know the buses are going to be leaving, immediately we like, jaldi khao, jaldi khao, jaldi khao." So the rat race is in our minds, but we are passing that, and in the process that's not healthy eating anyways, because they are gobbling, they're not enjoying food. It is going in their system, just like just कुछ डाल दिया for जैसे हम जैसे गाय भैंस बकरी होता है and we are making them eat, we're literally making our children eat like that. So we have to be a little conscious. It's not that I don't do it, I really do it. And that's why as soon as Dr. Mridu said it, I could feel that whenever I tell my children to hurry up and eat, that is such a damage I'm doing for my child. I mean, that's a future damage. Always the child will be on the ruckus mode, that I have to finish it fast, and I'm not enjoying and relishing that food which have been served. One, I'm not eating hot food because there's a rush. I know I have to serve it fast. Second, I am so much in a rush. What I'm eating, I'm not enjoying. My gut is not able to take so much of food immediately. Literally, I'm gobbling. So yes, this is a very important, and I think it's a red flag for me also, that I have to be conscious on not, in fact, let's make a routine that we make our children ready for school or ready for things which extracurricular activities a little earlier, so that we are not rushing on their food
Right.
things.
Very true. And I
Hmm.
forgot to tell you one more important point to be taken care of. That is,
Hmm.
always encourage your child to have physical activity regularly. It
Hmm.
channelizes their energy actually. So it
Right.
is equally important. And generally, what we do in the shortage of that time, as you were telling, so we make shakes for the kids. But
Hmm.
generally, Ayurveda, we don't recommend to have milk and fruit together. So it's a
Oh,
very
wow.
wrong habit. So I
Hmm.
would always say is that always keep different time for fruits and
Hmm.
for milk.
Yeah.
Generally, milk before bedtime is very beneficial, and fruits by the evening time is recommended.
Okay.
So these
Okay.
are
Okay.
also
That's
two
very
important
helpful.
pointers
Hmm.
that parents can
Hmm.
take care of.
Yeah, yeah. Even I remember making shakes. And if you all don't know, Dr. Madhu is my very close friend also. So I remember telling her that, I served Rashmika banana shake. And you immediately told me, like, you should have given banana separately and milk separately. And from that day onwards, I've practiced that in my life. And I think, we don't realize these changes, honestly. But
Right,
I don't know whether it was doing harm to her or not. But now I know it is doing harm. So I will stop myself. So there are
right,
certain habits, when you connect with her, you will know. So that's very important, that you meet a doctor whom you feel. You just don't have to meet them for medicines. You don't have to meet them for if there is a problem. जैसे होता है डॉक्टर को हम तभी याद करते हैं जब हमें प्रॉब्लम होती है, बट लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दोज लाइफस्टाइल, द थिंग्स व्हिच डॉक्टर मृदु इज सेइंग राइट नाउ, दोज दीज आर लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस. हमें पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि हम गलती कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल.
Now who will tell us?
Even we can see that in the schools, generally the kids get their this fruit break around
Hmm.
10 kind, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And in
yeah.
Ayurveda, we say this 6 to 10,
Hmm.
either AM or PM, is a period of kapha. So
Hmm.
we should not take the things that can aggravate kapha in your system, especially in this childhood phase. So
Hmm.
this is an advice to all parents that
Hmm.
avoid that fruit things, colder things,
Yeah. Hmm.
dairy products between 6 to 10. Many
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
my patients came, and when I advised them, and without any
Hmm.
medications, with the changes in their lifestyle only, they
Ah,
did this
ah.
benefit.
Wow. Hmm. Right. So that's why. So guys, don't wait for you to get unwell or your family members to get unwell. Meet her with to understand your own lifestyle, whether you're doing the right things with your child or not, so that your child does not get unwell. So that's very important. So let's move to our next question. So, how does Ayurveda help in improving the child's strength, immunity after recovering from an illness?
Hmm. So this is also a good question because Ayurveda believes during that post-illness phase, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
our digestion is weaker, our body has low strength. So
Yeah.
few pointers to be taken care of is
Hmm.
nourish the body with some body massages or abhyanga. Like we can do a massage with the warm cow's milk, cow's ghee to the child
Hmm.
regularly so that it rejuvenates our tissues,
Okay.
right? And we must increase the fluid intake. Uh,
Hmm.
start the day of the child with a cup of warm water. It
Wow.
helps
Okay.
to detox the system, and definitely we can add uh, a very good remedy called as ginger tea
Hmm. Hmm.
post
Hmm.
any illness. It helps to detox the system. We can make it by taking that 2 cups of boiled water
Okay.
and half teaspoonful of the ginger powder, and
Hmm.
add 5 to 7 holy tulsi leaves, right? And
Hmm.
add 5 teaspoonful of half spoon of this coriander powder too, right? And add
Right.
palm jaggery, 4 to 5,
Okay. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So simmer it for 10 to 15 minutes and then remove it from the heat and let it cool
Hmm.
down. And when once it get cooled down, add little bit of honey and give it to the child minimum 2 to 4 times a day.
Wow.
It
Okay.
also helps to work on the digestion part, right?
Hmm.
And as we all know, this rest in the post recovery illness is very important. And eating the right food, which is lighter in digestion, that
Hmm.
fuels the body, is also important.
Right.
So these are the things or the Ayurveda tips that help to recover from this recovery phase.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Wow. I would certainly remember this. So because I was so curious about this question because I got typhoid last year
Okay.
and I was hospitalized. It was that bad. And again I got typhoid. So which made me realize that it's not about those medicines at that point of time when I'm unwell. It's important how I take care of myself post the problems, because the problem is one. Now, post the problems, I'm already unwell. I'm already, my immunity is super low. Now, if I could have taken something like this, like a ginger tea, or took care of myself in that manner, probably I would have not gone into that loop of again getting the same problem. So again, this is a very important life lesson for each parent. Like after your child is recovered, don't think that it's important for the child to get back to school, get back to normal, get back to games. Along with that, it's important that they have lost their immunity levels. You have to get them back to those immunity levels by these tips.
Right. And moreover, post recovery phase is a phase where not only this physical state is weaker, we can think of this emotional imbalances too. So
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
always ignore that factor. So we
Hmm.
must encourage our children to release their emotions without
Hmm.
any judgment so that they feel calmer and healthier. And
Sure.
similarly, if a child is able to do that breathing exercises like alternate nostril breathing, so that also helps to recover faster.
Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair. Understood. So, could you explain about some nasal breathing which you were talking about?
Yes.
Which breathing?
See, the best breathing I could suggest here is the alternate nostril breathing is the Anulom Vilom that
Okay,
you
okay.
all heard of. This is a kind of breathing that basically balances your uh, all the three doshas in the
Hmm.
body. So
Hmm.
this starts with this left nostril and
Hmm.
ends also with the left
Uh,
nostril.
Sorry, Dr. Mridu, I think you're shifting a little, so you are
Yeah,
just getting,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So this
perfect.
alternate nostril breathing is the breathing that we starts from the left nostril
Okay.
and ends with the left nostril. So it's an
Oh,
alternate nostril breathing. That is
okay.
the practice in yoga. So we must do it with this, should be done in this empty stomach or with the 2.5 hours of fasting only. So
Wow.
any time of the day, if the child is 2.5 hours of fasting, then we can encourage him or her to do that for minimum 15-20 times or as per the condition of the child.
Okay. Okay. That would really help you sing. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Is that only for children or adults can also do it?
It, it's equally beneficial for all age groups, but
Okay.
during that post illness phase, the
Hmm.
body is not so active. So we can
Okay.
do it even on the bed, even during not even you're not moving too much, but this activity will help you to recover faster.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. That is an asset to us now. So, guys, if you're not noting down these points, I would again reiterate: get a pen and paper, note these things because I'm sure after the life you're going to forget it. Although we are going to put this live on the channels, and please go and connect with Dr. Mridu in case you need to, because you don't wait for the illness. Precaution is better than cure all the time. So, before you get into trouble, it's important that your lifestyle needs to be more enhanced. So going forward, very most asked question. I think I got 12 DMs about this today. Uh, High AQI levels. Like people, parents, children, everybody is struggling from that. We are homeschooling. The children are doing online classes, and a lot of ruckus is happening in the city. So, how to cope up with this present severe AQI levels with help of Ayurveda, wherein we're talking about lungs, we are talking about breathing, everything. Because children do not love to wear masks, and we don't have a choice. And please guide us on this.
Hmm. See, we all are struggling with this present environmental changes these days, and
Hmm.
it's going to be worse with the upcoming years.
Okay.
So we need to work through Ayurveda by two ways.
Yes.
First, to build up the immunity
Hmm.
to cope
Hmm.
up with the situation.
Yeah.
Second, we need to work on purification of the air,
Hmm.
at
Okay.
least at our home.
Hmm.
In the environment, we cannot do much,
Okay.
but still, if we talk about at home, we can take few measures to purify the air around us, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Definitely more than adults, kids are more prone to have this respiratory distresses as
Okay.
compared to adults.
Okay.
Because of this hazardous effects of all this high AQI going
Hmm.
on, like
Hmm.
throat irritation, respiratory allergies, hai, right?
Hmm.
Bronchitis, and many other issues we are facing, eye
Hmm.
irritation, right?
Hmm.
Skin allergies.
Hmm.
So, how we can build up that immunity? First, we need to understand through Ayurveda. So, we all heard of this Avala,
Hmm.
Indian gooseberry, we call it
Hmm.
as. So, use of one Avala daily or
Hmm.
Amla juice
Okay.
in the morning, empty stomach, or at any time of the day before
Okay.
meals works very well. It
Okay.
is good. It is a good source of vitamin C.
Okay.
20 oranges at one place and one amla at one place.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it is
It's that
a very
powerful.
potent fruit to build up that immunity.
Okay.
And we can use that turmeric milk also,
Hmm.
warm milk before bed with a
Wow.
pinch of turmeric in it. Also
Hmm.
helps to boost up immunity. And
Hmm.
even
Hmm.
we can use that turmeric with water for
Okay.
gargling purpose to
Okay.
ease that throat irritation.
Throat irritation. Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Yes. Yes. In Ayurveda, a process called oil pulling technique is mentioned. This
Hmm.
also helps in the present scenario. How? Because in this we use that sesame oil or coconut oil, and we put it in the mouth in the early morning, and we squish it for 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Right? It creates a protective layer in the mouth, gums, and definitely it protects our mucous lining and helps to release that toxins from the first level only.
Okay.
Whatever
Okay.
we are inhaling, what we are getting in from the polluted air.
So you're saying sesame oil on your tongue early in the morning.
Coconut oil or sesame oil, as per this
Okay.
patient's condition, we have to put it in the mouth in the
Okay.
empty stomach, and we need to squish a bit, 10
Hmm.
15 minutes maximum.
Okay. Hmm.
So then we have to split it out again. So
Oh,
all the
okay.
toxins will be absorbed in this oil and will
Got it.
release out. Right?
Got it. Hmm. Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
a very ancient and Ayurveda technique to release the toxins from this.
Hmm. Hmm.
It should be the part of our daily routine,
Ha. Ha. Okay.
right?
Fair.
And
Fair.
similarly, this breathing exercises on regular basis definitely would help because
Hmm.
we need to compromise with the present air quality. So this is the only way to cope up with this polluted and hazardous effect of this air.
Got it.
And we have another therapies too in Panchkarma, Ayurveda Panchkarma. You
Hmm.
might have heard of this Nasya therapy. This
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
nasal oil application therapy in which we put cow's ghee inside the nose, 2 or 3 drops in each nostril in the early morning time, so
Okay.
that it helps to expel the dust or the allergies inside the nasal passage. Right.
Oh,
Similarly,
okay.
in yoga, we have heard of this gel neti or the saline solution
Hmm.
to clear this nasal passage.
Hmm.
Right. So these are the things that we can regularly do so that we can uh, uh, we can cope up with this situation.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
definitely immunity boosting with this kind of Ayurvedic formulations like Chavanprash hai, Ashwagandha hai, ya
Ah.
Guduchi hai, Giloy hai.
Hmm.
This should be
Hmm.
used on the regular basis. And
Okay.
definitely, as a doctor too, I would recommend to all the parents to go with that Swarna Prashan
Okay.
procedure. I
Hmm.
mentioned to this kind of
Starting.
process
Yeah.
that should be given throughout your childhood phase, so that a
Hmm.
child builds the immunity. Uh,
Hmm.
he can fight with any illness.
Okay. Hmm.
We
Fair. Hmm.
cannot we cannot prevent the diseases to come towards us, but we
Yeah.
can make a shield, as you said. We can make our immunity like this so that we can fight with them, right?
Right.
And
Right.
similarly, on the regular use of this organic jaggery in our diet, some
Hmm.
herbs like black pepper, cinnamon, ginger, tulsi,
Hmm.
these are very effective for this immunity part, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
if we
Hmm.
talk about this air purification at home, we can fumigate with this bay leaves, ajwain leaves, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
The
Hmm.
google, and we can burn camphor at home. So this
Yeah.
also needs to purify. Other than we are using
Hmm.
a plants which purify air, and
Yeah.
the humidifier, we can use this humidifier with this eucalyptus oils or the peppermint
Hmm.
oil, right?
Yeah.
These are the common practices we should all adapt actually.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not only in this season, we can use these practices on our daily routine
Hmm. 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 Right. Right.
instead of going on with this expensive air purifiers that only
Hmm.
work for a limited area. So I think this is the high time we should all think about it, how to manage
Hmm.
the situation.
Right. And adapt to them rather
Yes,
than just listening and not doing anything is not helping. So we
yes,
have to
yes.
listen and adapt to it and make sure that we are doing it in ourselves, in our lives, so that there's some impact. So actually, I wanted to ask this. I've heard about Avna a lot of times, but somehow it's very tricky to give it to children. So how do you suggest that, how can I really put it in my home practice, or what is the way, or how exactly should I make my children consume that?
Hmm. See, the issue to consume amla is the children thinks or the adults even feel that it is very sour in taste.
Hmm.
But the
Hmm.
actual effect of amla after having it in the body is sweet.
Oh, okay.
So what we can do, we can make a little bit changes in preparing that combination of amla so that we can give
Hmm.
it to our child. For
Okay.
example, other than the amla juice, we can do, we can give them in the form of murabbas, right?
Oh,
We can wash
nice.
them so that the extra sugar get washed away, and then we can give them.
Very good
The
idea.
extra sugar is
Hmm.
not required.
Right,
Right?
right.
And then the other way, what the most easiest way, what I tell to all my patients is that
Hmm.
you may make them by steaming, right? So put a
Ah.
little bit of mustard oil and add a
Hmm.
bit of this methi danas in it, and slices of the amla, and steam it, and add turmeric, rock salt, and black pepper over it. So
Okay.
you can make that amla in the form of pickle, right?
Oh, wow.
So you can keep it in your refrigerator. You can preserve it for 4 5 days, and
Hmm.
definitely I would say that during your lunchtime, along with the vegetables and dal, sabzis and all, you must all take minimum 4 5 slices of that amla in your
Wow.
regular diet. And
Lovely.
the quality of that preparation is it becomes not at all sour. It
Oh.
becomes a thing that becomes palatable more for
Hmm.
everyone, even for adults, even for kids, right?
Right,
And,
right.
Chyawanprash has the maximum amla content. So for
Okay.
kids, definitely, I would recommend during this starting of winter until the end of winter. This is the
Hmm.
best time to give Chyawanprash to all the kids,
Okay,
and it has
perfect.
maximum amla content. Even
Hmm.
it has
Hmm.
many other herbs too that helps
Huh.
to boost the immunity.
Right,
So I
right.
used to make my own Chyawanprash at one time in the during this winter season, and we replaced that sugar content with this palm jaggery and honey, and the kids used to love them. So
Wow.
it was a
Hmm.
time when the parents used to come and say that we need to stop the kids to take in high.
Right,
So I
right.
think if the product is authentic without any preservatives and it is made up of the natural things, then
Hmm.
definitely kids won't be reluctant to have them.
Correct, correct. Wow, wow. I love this. I love this. So basically, we are done with our questions, but I have something very interesting for you. I have a rapid fire questions for you, which is like little fun, but we want to also know about you in person and few things which you really feel in Ayurveda it's closest to your heart. So they are just set of 10 questions. Maybe you can just answer it. And if you want to skip it, please go ahead and skip it. It's perfectly all right. It's just fun in a way. So yeah. So can I please start?
Yes, why not?
Okay. So one Ayurvedic herb which every child should have.
Amla.
Sorry?
It is Amla Indian gooseberry. As per me, this is the
Okay.
best herb for kids.
Okay. Perfect. So morning or evening, what's the best time for oil massage for kids?
Generally, it is the morning time,
Okay.
but we all are in a hurry time because we need to get ready and the shortage of time. So, if it is not practically possible in today's scenario, so we can do it between 2 to 6 time also, because this is also period of Vata as per Ayurveda. So,
Okay.
during this period, small nap with the massages, this time is to relax a bit. So, it is also.
Hmm. Okay. So if not a doctor, what would you be?
I will definitely be an artist because I have a special interest and towards art.
Hmm.
Since my
Hmm.
childhood, I used to be a kid who used to love doing drawing and making some art and creativity. So I would definitely be an artist then.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, your favorite Ayurvedic booster for kids?
Uh, People are not much aware about this Swarnaprashan, so I would like to uh, give an advice to all the parents that please
Hmm.
read about this procedure. And
Hmm.
I'm using it, I'm advising it to all my patients since many years, and it
Okay.
is definitely helping them actually.
Lovely,
So they
lovely.
have this block of mind uh, in their minds that this Swarna Prashan, when we use that Swarna Bhasma, it this Bhasma is not good for kids to have. But
Hmm.
thousands of years back, this practice has been mentioned. Even to
Okay.
this born child, we used to give this honey with gold.
He used to give. Yes, I
Yes,
remember.
yes,
Mume
with a
chatate the.
stick
Jise
of
bolte hain na,
yes,
mume
with a
chatate
stick
the.
of gold, we used to give that
Hmm.
honey with this
Correct.
infant, right? So
Yes.
the purpose of giving honey to the newborn is to build up immediate immunity when he or
Ah.
she comes out in this world, and he
Hmm.
or she have to face so many things in this world once he
Right.
comes out from the mother's womb.
Hmm. 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 So, your should the child eat raw honey? Yes or no?
If you talk about this raw honey, the source of raw honey should be very much clear,
Hmm.
because raw honey is the honey which we get it directly from the place where it is having in this, either in the tree or somewhere from the building. So we
Hmm.
don't understand the basic thing from which this honey is being made. So the
Okay.
thing is, sometimes the body has become like this, that
Hmm.
the body is not able to accept many of the things,
Right.
or become allergic to that. So I would recommend that definitely one must understand the source where this honey has came up.
Okay. Okay. Fair. One fruit you recommend for children's immunity?
Amla is again a fruit.
Hmm.
So in
Okay.
Ayurveda, we advise to have amla, but if in our daily routine, apple is the best fruit to have for kids.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I can only think of that. So, ghee or butter? What's better for kids?
Definitely, ghee is better, and especially that cow ghee. I'm talking more and more about this many times. This cow ghee has a miraculous effect, and it boosts up your digestion, metabolism. Definitely, it is the best form of uh, butter for kids.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
And
So, your
it should be
favorite?
made from this fresh cow's milk. Definitely, the source should be the fresh cow milk. So you can make
Obviously.
it at home or get it
Hmm.
from some reliable resources.
Got it. Got it. So, your favorite yoga pose and best for children?
See, love to do, and even for kids, the Surya Namaskar, I always say this is the best exercise for all the kids during that
Hmm.
growing phase. There's a saying in yoga, if you do
Hmm.
20 Surya Namaskars in a day, so you'll
Hmm.
increase your lifespan to 100 years.
Ha.
We understand this benefit of doing it. For kids, it is overall body stretching, and every asanas of this Surya
Hmm.
Namaskar to stretch their body, to work their muscles in a better way. So I would say that not 20, but at least 5 Surya Namaskars on
Got
every
it.
day helps a kid to be physically fit.
Okay. Perfect. Best Ayurvedic tip for improving child's sleep.
Hmm. So child sleep, naturally a child's sleep should not be disturbed actually.
Hmm.
As
Hmm.
it's saying, a child can sleep in a very deep phase, right? But if
Hmm.
the child is not able to sleep, we need to understand about the root cause behind it. There
Hmm.
might be some fears, there might be some emotional things going on
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
subconscious state. So,
Hmm.
but a herb which is very good to improve that sleep pattern is Brahmi.
Brahmi. Okay. And
Brahmi.
how do we
So
consume that?
we have some Brahmi vatis available in the market that are totally safe to give it to the child, but it is the dose to be decided by the doctor only, as per the
Okay.
age only, right?
Hmm.
So Brahmi, I think Brahmi and Ashwagandha both are very
Hmm.
good herbs. But if we talk about this specifically for sleep, the Brahmi is the best medicine, and that
Okay.
helps to basically calm down your brain and helps
Perfect.
to rejuvenate your nervous system.
Okay. So
Even it
one.
helps to improve that concentration level too.
Okay. For Brahmi, you're saying
Yes,
Brahmi is improving the. Okay.
yes,
Perfect. Perfect.
yeah.
Got it. So, one habit parents should stop immediately to protect their child's immunity.
Immediate measure to help your
Immediately they should stop it. That this is what I should not do with my child to improve the immunity.
to improve the immunity.
Yes.
I did not get your question because
So, question is one habit parents should stop immediately to protect their kids' immunity.
okay, to protect, right?
Hmm.
So these days all the kids, they are more screen dependent.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely the main concern is they are not seeing anything, they are not moving out,
Hmm.
they're not interacting. So
Correct.
first step is immediate step is to work on reducing that screen pattern.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
cannot say that we will totally eliminate it, but definitely
We can.
if the child is having more than maximum 1 hour screen time, that is totally wrong.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. Got it. Fair.
So we
Fair.
need to be more engaged. We need to be more active with the kids. We have to find
Hmm.
out other ways how to make them engage in other activities, because it's a great effort actually for every
Hmm.
patient.
Obviously, obviously. And
Right,
I
right.
can only think about couch potato. Stop making your kids couch potato. They
Yeah,
sit on the chair table and just eat junk food and do nothing. So,
right.
yes. Okay. So, for you, physical activity should be increased and sitting and watching screens should be reduced.
Right. Yeah. And we can find out the ways, like during COVID times, the kids were not moving out. So please put some trampoline kind of thing as per your space, or something like that that will encourage your kid to move a bit.
Okay. Fair. Fair.
So to find out the ways how you manage that situation. So don't
Got
make
it.
it seamless that the child stays inside and it has he or she has no other option other than
Hmm.
watching a video. So we need to find out the ways how to deal with it.
Right, right, right. Fair. So awesome. We are done with our my set of questions, but I have some amazing questions from parents. If you don't mind, can we answer them as well?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So first question is by Nehal Shah. How to consume ashwagandha? Can kids take them easily?
Ashwagandha is quite bitter in taste.
Hmm.
So, directly giving ashwagandha to the kids below 10 years is not recommended, actually.
Okay.
The
Hmm.
dose should not be more than 1 gram for even 5 to 10 years kids. So,
Okay.
so below 5 year kid cannot have ashwagandha, but definitely between 5 to 10 years, we can start giving them in the form of some formulations of ashwagandha like ashwagandha arishta. They are available in the market, and the doses should be decided as per their weight and the age only. So these
Got
are the form of ashwagandha preparation, ashwagandha arishta.
Got it. Nehal, I hope you got the answer from the doctor. So, Dr. Shruti Chaudhary, she's asking, how can we give amla to kids who are below 1 year of age?
See, below 1 year of age, the mostly the kids are on the breast milk. So we
Hmm.
don't recommend to give amla to the kids below 1 year. In that case, the mother can take that amla
Hmm.
in her diet so that the children get that immunity from the mother's milk. But in
Oh.
case if the mother is not feeding the child, so
Hmm.
even that we don't recommend that amla. But definitely this swarnaprashan I have told, that is
Hmm.
a very good practice for this below 1 year child. So we can
Got it.
start with that, right?
Hmm. Perfect. So, Priyanka Panchal is asking that, ma'am, if I want to do Swarna Prashan with my child, how and which form of gold should I take?
Uh, See the in the markets already these Swarnaprashan combinations are available in the
Hmm.
form of the liquids drops, in the form of this semi-solid kind of liquids, right?
Hmm.
Or the other way is the doctor mix them at the time of giving them, and then they can give it to the child. So there
Okay.
are many ways, and even many brands they have started making the form of in the form of tablets also, right?
Okay.
Like a brand called Dhoot Pateshwar, they have a tablet form of this Swarnaprashan. So
Hmm.
that you may crush it in the form of this powder. And
Hmm.
there are so many ways that in which form the child can take, because sometimes this combination of ghee with honey and with gold becomes difficult for child to have it because of the
Hmm.
taste, because of this liquid texture. So the
Hmm.
companies have made it in different textures, and definitely the best way you can leave is with the doctor's suggestion only. I would say that don't recommend much brands. I always say make a authentic source of this Vanda Bhasma, cow's
Hmm.
ghee, and honey. Both
Okay.
all the threes separately, and then with the doctor's help, you can give that dose to the child.
Okay.
Go to the
Okay.
doctor's place, and on every that Pushan Nakshatri, you may give it to their child.
Acha. Oh, nice. How sweet. Okay. So then we have Nehal missed on listening about Swarna Prashan. Short understanding would help. Nehal, I hope your question is being answered. We just spoke about Swarna Prashan. Another person had it. I hope you don't have any query in that. So we move to the next question. Next question is by Sumheda Dablish. My question would be, what are the top three food items or lifestyle changes as prescribed by Ayurveda for enhancing kids' immunity and are doable on daily basis?
See, the best three herbs which are easily acceptable by kids in my day-to-day practices, you may use that giloy,
Hmm.
that is we call as guduchi or giloy.
Hmm.
In the form of tablets, it is available. In the form of juices, it is available. But
Okay.
I always say, always take that herbs in the fresh way. So what we can do, take a small stick of giloy,
Hmm.
right? Wash it properly and dip it at night or soak it in water overnight. So
Hmm.
in the morning it will get uh, softer, and then
Hmm.
you can make that fresh juice from that stick and give it to your child in the morning, empty stomach. So this is one of the potent herb, and another one is definitely tulsi, holy basil. Also a very good herb. We can use it even even with this water, boiled water. We can use it,
Hmm.
make
Hmm.
card of
Hmm.
it, or even we can use that leaves, two to five leaves, and crush them, and then make a juice of it. Then we
Hmm.
can give it to the child. In the markets, we can see that tulsi drops are available too, right? A
Okay.
good tulsi drop also, it's also easier to give. So I think giloy, tulsi, and turmeric, use of
Hmm.
turmeric. These three are very safe and easier to use for all
Got it.
kids. Turmeric with the milk you can give, or turmeric with the
Water
food you can
use.
give, whatever. It should
Hmm.
be organic and the good one.
Okay. Okay. So another question is by Megha Agarwal. What should we do to minimize the pollution risk to our kids' respiratory system? Please advise. More or less, we have addressed this question, but yeah, if you want to throw some light in this.
I had already discussed about the measures, the
Yes, yes.
things, right? We can use that turmeric gargling, use of
Hmm.
turmeric, use of this nasal therapy, use of
Hmm.
this oil pulling technique, right?
Hmm.
Breathing exercises, purify your home air with this humidification with the eucalyptus oil and all. All these measures are helpful actually. So I'm
Wow.
just repeating it again, but definitely start using that.
Excellent, excellent. So now I have few appreciation for you, Dr. Mridu. Some people have started writing. Foru Mehta has mentioned, thank you, ma'am. It is so knowledgeable. Lovely to hear from you. Neelam Kasla is mentioning, thank you, ma'am. It was so knowledgeable. I did not know many of the things. Karishma mentioning, hi, Mridu ma'am and Swati ma'am. It was a lovely session. I have my notes ready. So that was very lovely. I am so glad to know that. And Sangha Anand is saying very knowledgeable, very good knowledge for us. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. These words and these appreciations so mean a lot because I know it makes our day, and that's makes us realize that what we've done and what we are doing is so amazing. So all thanks to Dr. Mridu because she had the words of wisdom today, and we loved the knowledge which she shared on table. And some tips are very very simple, but make sure what I understood from Dr. Mridu is it's not about you wait for your child to get unwell. Keep it like a habit. What we have to do it with our child, make it like a firm rule. Just like khana zaruri hai, nahana zaruri hai, these lifestyle changes are important. So rather than waiting for things to happen, waiting for things to go worse, waiting for the respiratory problem to come, please start it today so that we are not getting into the trouble, right? So am I saying right, Dr. Mridu? What do you
Yeah,
think about this?
prevention is always better than cure. So,
Absolutely
and Ayurveda is not only about curing the disease; it's about changing your lifestyle,
correct.
preventing the diseases to come. Then, and definitely, I would love to help
Hmm.
people in the coming years too, as I'm doing so for the last 18 years. And I'm
Yeah.
very glad that I'm here today to help so many people. And thank you, all the parents, for such a good feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining with us today on Wisdom Waves Live. A heartfelt thank you to Dr. Mridu for sharing such valuable insights and practical tips on boosting children's immunity through Ayurveda. I don't think she has missed any of the points, but in case if you feel that you want to know more about it, make sure please connect with her, although I'm going to tag her on all the social media channels wherever I'm posting, but you can connect with her personally. You have seen how easygoing she is, so you can come and throw any kind of questions on her in terms of yourself, your child, your family, any issues, and she would be ready to help. Am I right, Dr. Mridu?
Yeah. It was my pleasure. And definitely, I would love to help the people in this community.
And for all the parents out there, remember, small, consistent changes can make a difference in your child's health, in your health. So, if you found this session useful, helpful, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. And your favorite takeaway, what is your favorite takeaway or tip? Please mention in the comments. And don't forget to follow Dr. Mridu. I'm tagging her for more such expert tips and advice on Ayurveda. Stay tuned for our next live session. Until then, stay happy and keep spreading wisdom. Thank you so much, Dr. Mridu, once again. And thank you, everybody, for joining in and being an active participant in the session today. Thank you. Thank you so very
Thank
much.
you so much, Swati. Have a nice day. Yeah. Bye
Have a
bye.
nice day, everybody.